All right, hey everyone, my name is Ron, and today I've got Sergio with me.
Mhm.
So, Sergio, tell me about your background in computing.
So I'm originally a transfer student from Central Piedmont Community College. I transferred to United University, North Carolina, looking to get further into computer science.
Yes.
My current concentration, or what I'm planning to do, is be in cybersecurity.
Cool. And so today we'll talk about the social credit system and possible implications of even expanding the social credit system. So as we see right now, we have in places like China and maybe some other countries, they've got citizens who are kind of like graded or like judged based on their social credit score. So
Mhm.
if you're kind of like if you're caught crossing the street without the crosswalk, you get like points knocked off, and then that can impact your credit score. It can impact your ability to buy a house, impact your ability to get a job. So like, what's your take on that, and what do you think are like ethical implications of having a system in which your livelihood is based on a number instead of your character and what you do?
I think, given the background from China, when the philosophy is that like everyone needs to be kind of keeping each other accountable, and that you being a good citizen helps for the society and helps other people. I can see from that perspective why a system like that is implemented, but from a point of view of somebody who's read articles about, say, a reporter who reports in a view that is not positive of the Chinese government, having their ability to have plane tickets revoked, or having transportation out of the country, or the ability to buy a home revoked is just not fair, because they're excited, they're exercising their free speech to talk about things that are going on in their lives in their country where they live, and that they should be able to speak out on those matters.
Yeah. So it's basically like if you basically voice your opinion, that could impact your credit score, and then in turn, you lose your ability to get a job or make purchases.
Not only that, but like because your own score is tied to not only what you say or what you do, but also who you know. You can have that score dropped because, like, for example, there was a student who wanted to get into university, but his father was put on a debtor blacklist. And that debtor blacklist led him to having too low of a score, and he wasn't allowed entry into the university. And he just wasn't allowed to potentially become a high-level worker in China and contribute to the economy. Now he's just kind of trapped outside of that.
Yeah, that's definitely a huge issue because it's pretty unfair if just someone did something and then that impacts you in a bad way. And then so we've recently seen the advance of AI and like things like ChatGPT, generative AI that can just make pictures and images. So when it gets to a point where governments are implementing like generative AI and other AI tools and systems to just control and maintain the social credit system, like what's your take on that when you could potentially have a social credit system just controlled and governed by like an AGI type thing?
I feel like a system like that would be honestly very awful. Because AI makes mistakes. I've used ChatGPT to help me, like I said, ChatGPT to help me with statistics. This is just an example. And I had to correct it on how factorials work. Imagine that you are not allowed to purchase something because an AI made a mistake. And there's no way to correct it because the system is fully reliant on that AI. And that AI's reasoning to the government is sound. But also, there's that, like, the AI is going to just go, they did this occurs. There's no other like remediation, most likely. The government will probably be stern on, this is what's going to happen. You're going to get punished for crossing the street when, say, there's no cars going by. Like we do it here at UNCC. You see no cars going by, you're gonna go across the street.
Yeah, you're gonna just cross the street, like jaywalking to campus.
Yeah, like the majority of people do that, and most people are not gonna see that as wrong. Like, there's no cars, you're good to go. But the AI is gonna be like, that's wrong. Good luck going home. You're not allowed to take the train. It's not fair in my own eyes, and I believe the majority of people would agree on that one.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that too. And yeah, it's a pretty good conversation. Made some good points. Thanks for being here.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Nice.